Alright, guys. So, this one's going to be interesting because this is going to be a RWBY fanfiction that isn't really a crossover or anything. It's more of a, ooh, look at this cool world building because why the fuck not? It's just one of those, like, fun world building kind of stories, really. And, yeah. So, here we go. So this story basically is about two different groups that I created. There may be similarities to other people's fanfictions, but this is just mine, and I don't read every single fanfiction out there. So this story is more or less set during Volume 7, and more or less focuses on like a different take on the war for the war for Mantle. And in here, there's just this moment where Ironwood is is weighing options in the war for Salem, and he's more like, we kind of need allies here. We need people who we can, talk to. And I'm not really a people person, nor am I going to be proud enough to ask. But we do need allies in the war against Salem. And they're like, well, what if we go to Vacuo? And he's like, let's not. That place is shit. But there are some places and some groups that we could ally with. There is one group I want you to at least investigate, seeing if they could either be a threat or they can be an asset to us. Either way, we need to go visit them. Because they could either be this group could be a threat, or it could help us. Either way, need you to go there. So he sends Yang and Blake to an island called Yorman, and Yorman is this island out in the sea. That's almost like a Norwegian kind of landscape, and there are the Jotnar, and the Jotnar are more. And when Ozpin is told Blake and Yang are gonna go see the Jotnar, Ozpin's like, oh, they're still around? Really? And they're like, yeah, of course, Ozpin knows something. And they're like, all right, what do you know, Ozzy? And Ozpin explains to them that the Jotnar were a race of these raiders. They were raiders along the coasts of all the islands of Remnant and along the coastlines of Remnant. And they did battle. They were great warriors and battled Grimm, but they also battled and raided ports of both Faunus and human alike, and took what they wanted, whether it be possessions or people. So they're kind of dangerous, but they could. But if Ironwood thinks they can be of help, then maybe we could go talk to them. It never hurts to go out and speak to them. So Blake and Yang are sent, but they're also sent with. They're also sent with who did I I forget. Oh yeah, she sends the Ironwood sends them with Winter, because he wants an actual he wants one of his people there. So Blake, Winter, and Yang go to the island of Yorman to speak with the war chief there, and the war chief's name is Fafnir Jormungand. So Fafnir is the new leader of the Jotnar, and we're gonna get back to them. Meanwhile, Ruby and Weiss have their own little side adventure that they're gonna go on, because Ozpin is like, well, if he's gonna go talk to them, let's go talk to someone. Let's go talk to someone who Ironwood is in no way going to try to ask for help, and maybe we could get them for help. And Ruby's like, who are they? And he goes, the Troubles. And and Crow goes, abso-fucking-lutely not. There is no way we're going to go talk to the Troubles. And Weiss says, question, who are the Troubles? And Ozpin explains the Troubles were a radical group who are from a further kingdom called Tirnanog, and it was a wayward land. In Tirnanog, it was oppressed by Atlas for 2 decades, until a war led by a terrorist group called the Troubles push them out. So if you haven't guessed already, the Troubles are basically the IRA, are based off the Irish Republican Army. Hence they're called the Troubles, because that was the time. That's what that whole time period was referred to in Ireland in the war between Britain and Ireland was for Irish independence. So that's what the Troubles call themselves. But the Troubles are great at guerrilla warfare, and these guys have been battling killing Grim in spectacular fashion too, and could also be a great help. So they go. Ruby and Weiss are sent by Ozpin, but Crow's like, no, you are not sending my niece and her friend to go see the Troubles, to go meet a bunch of terrorists. So I'm gonna go with them. Fuck you, Ozpin. Sending my kids to go sending a bunch of kids to go meet a bunch of fucking terrorists. What the fuck? So that's their thing, is that they're gonna go to Tir na Nog to meet with the Troubles leader, who only goes by the name O'Malley. And if this was a character in the show, I would have him voiced by Matthew Ryan, who most of you guys would know best as the voice of Constantine, and Edward Kenway from... he played Constantine and voiced in cartoons. But he also voiced and acted and stop motion motion captured. So tongue-tied and tired. He motion captured for Edward Kenway in Assassin's Creed Black Flag, aka the best Black Flag. The best Assassin's Creed. Don't fight me on this, you will lose. Yeah, Assassin's Creed Black Flag is the best Assassin's Creed game. Fight me. Anyway, actually, do not fight me, you will lose. Anyway, so they go, and Penny gets to go too. Penny is like, I can go meet these Troubles and talk to them. And Penny comes along too, because Penny is so precious, and nothing bad ever happened to her. Even Jean's like, oh, can I come too? And they're like, thanks, but we don't need you to come with us, Jean. Oh, I wish I was more important. For some reason, you are overly important. It's almost like some higher power wants to make you more important than you actually fucking are. Anywho, so in there, the two groups head off. Winner, Blake, and Yang go to Jormungand, to Jormungand, and the other group goes to Tir na Nog. So when the trio of Yang, Blake, and Winner arrive in Jormungand, they are met by the Jotnar, and they are these Viking-like warriors. They have markings that look like tattoos, but the thing is they glow with dust energy. Turns out the island gives off a massive amount of dust from its surface. It's a great dust harvesting place. And actually, there was the Schnee Dust Company did try to take it from it a couple of years ago. They tried to chase them out, and Winter's like, of course my dad tried to kill them all. So when they find out Winter is the daughter of one of the people who basically slaughtered several hundred of their people, they're brought to their war chief, Fafnir. And Fafnir Jormungandr is not happy to see them. However, he does stop, because he does see, like, when he sees Yang, he's like, hold it. You're one of us. And she's like, what? Yeah, it turns out, in this story, Yang's ancestors, she's not directly related to anyone here, but her ancestors on her dad's side were Jotnar. So her and Ruby have Jotnar blood in them. And they can sense it because Fafnir basically explains the reason why I could tell was because of your gold hair. And, these long locks, as well as your semblance, is not too dissimilar from ours. So Yang, more than Ruby, is more descendant of Jotnar, because they all have... The Jotnar have this unique ability that they all have the same semblance as Yang. The other thing that is interesting about this is that the land they live on isn't really land at all. It's a sleeping titan, not a Grim. It is Jormungandr, the version of the world serpent from Asgardian myth. It's a sleeping giant snake they're living on. He's living inside the mountain, but his coil, he literally has coils all the way down to the plant, to the underwater, to the undersurface. So they all live on him, and his blood is literally like dust. So there is that. Meanwhile, our trio goes to meet the Troubles, and the Troubles all wear like camo and body armor, and they also, Tirnanog is actually unique because it doesn't have, none of their people were born with semblances. What they were born with, however, is they know how to make a good car bomb, and they also have stolen a lot of weapons in their war against Atlas and modified them to use dust rounds, which are like, they more or less made dust bullets for their special guns. O'Malley also has like a special like steampunk Webley revolver that he uses, and O'Malley is like, oh Christ, fucking Atlas agents, what the fuck am I gonna do here? And that's how they kind of meet with each other, and of course both groups explain like, hey, Atlas is reaching, we come on behalf of, not so much because they leave out Atlas part because they're like, that's going to cause some problems, but they're like, look, Salem is coming and she's the threat, we need your help. And they're like, you want us to help fight with people that have tried to kill us? And they're like, no, we want you to help fight and protect yourselves and protect the world you live on. And they're like, fucking right, alright. Yeah. So I didn't really have like an end or anything. I was just thought, hey, it'd be kind of cool to talk about these two factions here and have a lot of fun with it. So you guys tell me in the comments below, what do you guys think of the Jotnar and the Troubles? Just let me know in the comments below. Hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.